All right, today we are jumping into one of the most iconic, most epic stories ever told, the Great Flood. We're going straight to the source, Genesis chapter 7, and our goal is to really dig into what the text actually says happened, because you'll find some details in there that might just surprise you. So let's dive in. I mean, we all think we know the story, right? The ark, the animals, the rain. But when you really go back to the original text, it is packed with these incredibly specific details that a lot of retellings just, well, they just gloss over. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to unpack it slide by slide and see the story exactly as it was written. So the story doesn't kick off with a single drop of rain. It actually starts with a direct command given to just one man, Noah, who is specifically singled out from all of humanity. And right off the bat, the scale of this story is just, it's immense. We learn that Noah is 600 years old when the floodwaters come. 600. So, this isn't some young hero on his first big adventure. The text is making it very clear this is the culmination of a long, long life. And this quote, this is the reason why. It's a really powerful statement about his character. And a generation that's described as, well, corrupt. Noah alone is seen as righteous. And that singular distinction is what gives him and his family a path to survival. Okay, now this is a fascinating detail that almost always gets simplified. We all hear 2 by 2, right? But that's not the whole story. The text makes this really clear distinction. 7 pairs of every clean animal and bird, but only 1 pair, just 2, animals of the unclean. It really makes you think, There's a deeper plan at work here. Maybe for food or sacrifices later on. It's about more than just simple preservation. And that's the whole point, isn't it? The text tells us the reason for all this isn't just about saving some animals from drowning. The stated goal is to keep seed alive. It's about making sure the raw material for repopulating the entire planet is preserved. So the command's been given, and now the story shifts into this intense period of final preparation. We get a countdown, a final week before the whole world changes. You can just feel the tension in this final countdown. For 7 days, while the rest of the world is completely unaware, you have this methodical procession into the ark. The animals are boarding, and then finally, Noah's family steps inside, sealing themselves off from absolutely everything they've ever known. And the text is super precise about who gets saved. It's 8 people. That's it. Noah and his wife, their 3 sons, and their 3 sons' wives. This tiny group. They are the future of humanity. This line right here really gets to the heart of the story. It's all about Noah's total, complete obedience. The text really emphasizes that every single instruction, down to the last detail, was followed without any question. His actions perfectly mirror the commands he was given. And just like that, the 7 days are up. All the preparations are finished, and now the cataclysm begins. And just look at this specificity here. This is not some vague once-upon-a-time story. The text gives us an exact date tied directly to Noah's own life, the 600th year, the 2nd month, the 17th day. It really grounds this massive, world-altering event in a single precise moment. Wow! I mean, this line, it's so short, but it's so heavy. After everyone is safely inside the ark, the door is closed, but not by Noah. The text says the Lord shut him in. It's this moment of absolute finality, the point of no return. The separation from the world outside is now complete. And the flood doesn't just come from rain. The text describes this 2-front cataclysm. You've got water literally erupting from beneath the earth, what it calls the fountains of the great deep. And at the same time, water is pouring from above. It's like a complete unmaking of the world order. And here it is, that famous number. 40. For 40 days and 40 nights, the text says this relentless downpour just continued. So what happens when you unleash the planet's water sources like that for 40 days straight? The result is total, absolute submersion. So the first thing that happens is the ark itself, this vessel of salvation, is lifted up. It starts to float, rising higher and higher above the very ground where it was built. It becomes completely detached from that old world. And the scale of this is just, it's hard to even wrap your head around. The text says the water didn't just cover the mountains, it kept going. It rose another 15 cubits. That's about 22 feet above the tallest peaks. Think about that. There was literally nowhere to run, no high ground left on the entire planet. The text is brutally systematic in describing the reality of what happened. Every category of life that lived on dry land, people, cattle, beasts, birds, all the creeping things, anything with the breath of life in it, was just wiped out. The devastation was absolute. And then, right after that comprehensive list of total destruction, you get this simple, powerful statement. It's the ultimate contrast. Everything was destroyed, except for Noah and those who were with him. Now here's another crucial number that often gets missed. Yes, the rain fell for 40 days, but the text says the waters prevailed, meaning they were at their peak, covering everything, for 150 days. 150! This wasn't just a storm. This was a complete transformation of the planet that lasted for months. So that's where Genesis 7 leaves us. The old world is completely gone. There's just one boat, floating on a global ocean. And it really forces you to ask a pretty profound question. When you have lost literally everything, what does it even take to begin again?